Hello, and welcome to the Bold Outdoors YouTube channel. It's been a minute, eh? Yeah, there's been a lack of videos the last few weeks, but it isn't from a lack of trying. That's putting it lightly. One of it, well, actually, it kind of is. Part of it is, I think this channel's been oversaturated with the exact same trails over and over. Now, some of these trails I feature because I have different tires or different suspension or, you know, whatever. But when it comes to trail reviews, you know, I've been there, done that several times. So these last few weeks I've been going on the exact same trails and just didn't feel like filming. Another thing is I've gone with certain individuals that do not want to be videotaped. That makes things interesting, right? Can't really record anything if you can't really show certain people. And that's no one in particular, per se, but there are some individuals just do not want to be recorded. Another one is, did some camping at Fox Park in Wyoming, and it was so dusty, I could not get any footage from that, so I just didn't even try. Another thing is, and that'll be coming up in a video here, probably the very next one, is that I did purchase a toy hauler. And I'd been going back and forth about, you know, different scenarios and situations. You know, do I get a toy hauler? Do I pick up a Class C and then pull the RZR on a trailer? Do I maybe pick up an older Super Duty, flatbed it, and get a normal trailer? I've gone back and forth, and so it basically just came down, you know what, just do something. And I went ahead and went with a toy hauler, a bumper pull toy hauler. And this very weekend is the 4th time I've had it out. I did make a video on the maiden voyage, so the first time I took it out I made a video. And it's not that my opinions or anything have really changed. It's that I'm a little more experienced with the trailer now, so I'm gonna reshoot that video. If you're curious, we are now on Trail 173. This is Roaring Creek near Red Feather Lakes in Colorado. And so I'm gonna re-record that, go over the highlights of that trailer, and yeah, I really like it. And then, like I said, this is the 4th time I've had it out. 3 times I've taken it with my old 2016 Ford F-150. And I really loved that truck. Definitely my most favorite truck I've ever owned. But with the toy hauler, especially at distances, my parents live in Nevada, and using that F-150, pulling that toy hauler up and over I-70, which locally we call the Ike Gauntlet, on both sides of Eisenhower Tunnel there. It's quite the climb. It's a 7% climb. And so, looking forward to that. It seemed like it'd be a little much for the old F-150. And going to Fox Park in Wyoming, as I said, pulling that toy hauler was a little bit eye-opening with the size of the toy hauler and winds and the size of that truck. It wasn't from a lack of power. That 5.0 was more than powerful enough. So I went ahead and traded it in for a 2019 Ford Super Duty F-250 with the 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel. And of course I'll do a little bit of a review on that one. But of course it's 9-day pulling the toy hauler with the 3/4 ton versus the all aluminum half ton. It is neat that the cabs are exactly the same, but there's a little bit of quirks between the F-150 and the Super Duty. It's kind of kind of weird, and I'll explain that in the video. But moving on, I still have the STI X Comps. And as I may have alluded to in other videos, I've grown a little sour on them. As I was always saying from the very beginning, they are heavy. And I definitely notice it, and I don't like it. The other thing is, when it comes to faster trails, they don't drift or slide as predictably as, say, the Terrabites or the Bighorns, or even the Kahunas from the old 2017. Like I don't know. I'm having a hard time reading these tires. As I've said with the Terrabites, you know, if you come into a corner and you goose the throttle, you can kind of steer with the throttle. And these, I'm just unable to do that. And leaving off on a previous video, I believe it was the E85 video, is my last one so far. And I just was not able to find a good spot to do 0 to 60 times. I thought I had a good spot near Swamp Creek. I'm all set up, and there are rangers everywhere. And it's just like, I couldn't do it. And another spot I decided I might try was Roland's Pass, but Roland's Pass is over 10,000 feet. And I'm already at a disadvantage around here. I mean, you're basically starting at 8,000 something feet, and a lot of our trails are, you know, well over 9. So I'm already at an altitude at disadvantage when it comes to 0 to 60 times. But basically, it's only a disadvantage if I'm comparing, you know, say to sea level, or like say side-by-side blog, and those guys are running their times in Michigan. And here I am in Colorado at 9,000 feet, and I'm doing 0 to 60s. So, yeah, I don't know. I need to revisit that. However, from what little testing I was able to do, I wasn't able to do a true 0 to 60 with the E85. And when I was running that test, I was at Moody Hill and Crystal Mountain. And there is nowhere around there to do a 0 to 60. Damn near impossible. But with Stage 2, so Aftermarket Assassins Level 2, Stage 2, whatever you want to call it, it's a 91 octane tune. And I am running Aftermarket Assassins clutch kit, and of course 32-inch STIs. I ran 5.9 seconds 0 to 60. With Level 3, which is his 91-93 octane tune, I ran 5.5 seconds. All of those were near 8,900 feet, according to GPS. Got a lot of hunters out here today. This particular stretch of the trail is called Pop-Up, and you'll see why here in a second. But again, I need to revisit, you know, running 0 to 60 times. It's interesting to me that I really like the Level 3 or the Stage 3 tune in low gear, and I seem to like the Level 2 Stage 2 in high gear. It has a little more low-end grunt in high gear, and in low gear it's just a beast. Right now I'm currently on level 3. And here's the pop-up camper. That has been here for a long time. And it was actually in fairly good shape until about a year or so ago. Now it's all destroyed. But this is pop-up. It's definitely a cool network of trails here. You literally have a little bit of everything. Roaring Creek is kind of like the tight wooded trails. Nun Creek, once it opens up, you know, it's pretty high speed. Comes down to Green Ridge, which is just kind of like a rock crawl, slow speed, and mud. And then you come out onto Bald Mountain Trail 517. It's a little bit higher speed, I don't know, well, relatively, compared to Green Ridge anyway. And you got a little bit of everything. I wouldn't necessarily say it's, you know, photogenic. If you're coming here for views or landscape or photographs per se. That's a neat little wooded trail. Of course, all the trails are numbered, but they all just kind of... It's kind of like a spider web, really. I figure I'd keep you along here on the video until we come out to Dead Man Road. Dead Man Road goes down into Red Feather Lakes, to the main area. There we are. Dead Man Hill, elevation 10,269 feet. As it says, Red Feather Lakes is 12 miles that way. So we'll go ahead and end the video here. Thanks for coming along. Look forward to a couple videos coming up. One on the toy hauler and another on the 2019 Ford Super Duty F250. Again, this has been Josh with Bullet Outdoors. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like what I do, please subscribe. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.